Lucky I got the video cut out. So love, let's get this real quick. And I'm going to go into the New Testament because love it deals with obedience, all right? So when you love Yahweh, it means you're more inclined to obey Yahweh and obey his statutes, his commandments, his laws, all right? So like, yeah, this thing's going slow. That's why the video cut out. But anyway, Deuteronomy 6 and verse 5. Let me see. Let me see. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go to let's see. Salakia, my computer's running slow. But let me just grab this whole. But love is deals with obedience, all right? So if we love, you know how the Christians are always running around talking about they love God. Oh, I love God, I love God. When we know it's better to fear Yahweh, but we know that if you really, you can't love Yahweh without fearing Him, because if you love Yahweh, you're going to keep His commandments, and because why? Because you fear Yahweh, all right? If you love me, keep my commandments. KJV. Let's get this. All right. Let's see, John 14 and 15, because the pagan Christians, they tell you that the law is done, you don't need to worry about the laws. But here in the New Testament, right, because they say, oh, that's the Old Testament, the law is the Old Testament, and da-da-da-da-da, you ain't got to keep no laws, but that's bullshit. John 14:15, it's talking about the law, right? It's Yahweh Shai speaking on it. It says, John 14 and 15, if ye love me, keep my commandments. All right? So you need to be obedient and keep the commandments if you're an Israelite. And we keep the laws to the best of our ability in this captivity, all right? We're never going to keep the laws to perfection while we're in captivity or while we're in the flesh. But like we always preach, you still gotta, have reverence for the law. If you love Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, you're gonna keep the commandments. All right, and you gotta learn the commandments. As you come into this knowledge and come into this truth, we learn the commandments. We learn righteousness, and we learn how to shun and escheweth wickedness. But like we're coming into tomorrow. Well, actually, I'm sorry, Saturday. Tomorrow's Friday, so Saturday. At the sundown, when the sun goes down, that's the Sabbath. And how many of you Israelites are going to be keeping the Sabbath or holding the Sabbath, right? So we rehearse the righteous acts, but we have reverence. We have it in our conscience to consider the laws, because we know we'll never keep these laws to perfection in this flesh. It's impossible. All right. So let's go to Deuteronomy 6, and I'm at 6. It says, I am the Lord thy power. Oh, Salakia, I'm on the wrong verse. Verse 6, it says, "And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart." Right, so the commandments should be in our minds. We should think about them. We should consider them, right? You don't just disregard the laws and statutes of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. That's a wicked spirit. That's a wicked mindset. Verse 6 or 7, "And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by thy way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up." So constantly, when you're around your kids, when the situation presents itself, you always, go back to the laws, go back to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, right? Like, I'll give you an example. My daughter right now, she's going to middle school. My youngest daughter, right? She's I went to her back to school night, and they had, it's a night where you meet the teachers and whatnot. And I'm this wicked ass place, this society we're in. I'm meeting her teachers. I think she had 6 or 7 teachers, and about 4 of them were transgender or either transgender or homosexual, right? So, me as a father in this truth, it's vexing to be in that situation, to the point where I almost wanted to just say fuck it and have her homeschool, right? But anyway, because of this verse 7, being diligent with your children and constantly stressing the wickedness of this society, teaching your children the truth. My daughter, I don't worry about those things. Like these other kids in her class, they're not fortunate to have the truth, right? They're heathen. Most of the people around us are heathen. Let's just be real with it, right? So those children that are raised by those heathen parents, they're not in their ear telling them, hey, this is not the right way. This is some weird shit. This is some foul, wicked ass shit. But men in the knowledge and the truth, guess what? We constantly telling our kids, like, nah, hell no. You can't do this, or you can't do that, or I had to be around her transgender teacher, and I have confidence that she's not gonna that tranny is not gonna be able to influence her in any way, shape, or form. And really, I know, because now she comes home, because it's the first week of school, right? She's coming home and basically on the down low talking shit about the teacher, clowning the teacher, and I'm not gonna get into details, but you know what I'm saying? It's reinforcement in my mind, knowing that, hey, yeah, she's been raised up in this truth. And then I can't say that about my other daughters. I mean, they're not, lesbians or anything like that, but they're not raised in the truth like the youngest. That's all I'll say. But that's why it's important to do this verse 7, Let me read it again. "And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up." Meaning all the time, whenever you're around your kids, you just, because we're always meditating on this truth. Hey, share your thought with your kid. Tell them, hey, this is what Yahweh likes, this is what Yahweh don't like. Teach them. But first you got to learn for yourself. What does Yahweh like? What does Yahweh not like? And Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, they're one accord, one mind. And we're the same. We're in that same mindset as Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So we teach our children diligently. Verse 8, "And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house and on thy gates." Right? So, it says, write them upon the posts of thy house. That could be literal, But again, we're in the wicked ass Babylon. If we did this, what would happen? People would call the cops on us, Oh, he's got something on his patio that says, "Put the homosexual to death," right? You can't put the law on the gates and the posts right here in Babylon. You'll get arrested. They have laws designed to protect these LGBTQ community, right? And I'll give you an example, like like I said, she's in her first week of school in middle school. They used to call it junior high, but now it's middle school. And then she come home yesterday saying, "Oh, Dad, so and so was telling me about his boyfriend, and so was telling me about her girlfriend." And that's some vexing ass shit, because these teachers are over there like, promoting their gay relationships to these 11-year-olds, because right now she's only 11, right? And that's what's wrong. That's why Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua got to destroy this fucking society, man, because this is what's happening in your schools, man. And you parents that are just turning the other cheek, and you're not teaching your kids diligently in this knowledge, you're gonna be destroyed. And there's nothing we can do, like as parents, right now. Like, yeah, you want to go. It kind of pissed me off to hear that her gay teachers were sharing pictures and stories about their homosexual relationships. But that's the fucking wicked society we live in. You can't go to the school and complain about that. Why? Because there's fucking laws designed to protect these LGBTQ people, the happy people, right? So, what we can do right now, brothers, is that's why it's patience, the patience of the saints. What we can do now is fucking sit there and throw some curses on them and really just pray that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, brings these prophecies sooner than later, so we can get in our kingdom and things can be done uprightly, because I'm telling you, it's a damn shame, and it's vexing. It's a vexation of spirit, and it's oppression. They used to have that term, in the closet. Now these fucking trannies and these lesbians and these homosexuals, they're in their classrooms sharing their gay stories, their homosexual stories with your children, you see? And you want to tell me this is not Babylon the Great? Come on, man. Verse 9. "And thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house and on the gates. And it shall be, when Yahweh the Most High shall have brought thee into the land which he sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give thee great and goodly cities which thou buildest not, and a house full of good things which thou fillest not, and wells digged and which thou diggest not, vineyards and olive trees which thou have plantest not, when thou shalt have eaten and be full. Beware lest you forget the Most High, Yahweh, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage." Right? And you fast forward to today's days, today's times, and our people have forgotten Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. All right? Trust me, they've forgotten him. To the point where they don't even call on the true names. They don't even know the true names. They don't know the laws. The true law of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is strange to 2/3 of our people, and really even to some of the elect, because the elect is basically, being sealed as we speak. The elect is coming into this knowledge, coming into this truth. But the thing is the majority of our people, they've already forgotten Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. That's why they're calling on JC. That's why they're calling on, or call themselves atheists, or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? The point is this place has forgotten the truth. And this is a letter. The Bible is a letter of remembrance, a book of remembrance. That's why we're being brought back into our truth, right? Let's get that. It's in Malachi, I believe. Yeah, man, it's a vexation of spirit, man, being here. That's why we're sitting on these videos and on the streets, sighing and crying for the abominations done in the midst thereof, what we're in the middle of, right? And freaking laptop. I should just restart it because it's going so slow. It ain't helping me at all here. Let me see. I'll restart this thing. A Book of Remembrance, KJV. I believe it's in Malachi. Yeah, it is. Malachi 3:16 says, Then they that feared Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, spake often one to another, and that's the prophets, right? And the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and that thought upon his name. See that? So the book of remembrance is not for these people that are over here committing these abominations, teaching your children all kinds of wicked shit openly, shameless, you know. No repercussions, no punishment. You know, that's the time we're in. Let me put that scenario out for you again. We're in a time where your 11-year-old student, the teacher is openly talking about their lesbian or homosexual gay relationships, showing pictures of their boyfriends, dudes, and the girls showing pictures of their girlfriends, women, right? And if you go and complain, now all of a sudden your kid's a target, or you're actually going to be frowned upon by the leadership at the schools because you're a problem, you're a nuisance. If I was to go complain right now, you know what I'm saying, go inside the school and then start complaining about what's going on inside the classroom. Well, guess what? I'm all of a sudden my daughter's a target. I'm looked at as a bad person, you know. That's the place we're at right now. You know, if you don't have kids, maybe you don't know this, but if you do have kids, maybe you're just oblivious, or maybe you're just one of those people that enables the wickedness, right? There's a lot of those people too. All right, you're supporting all this bullshit. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is gonna fuck you up, man. They don't even. If you let's say you're not a LGBTQ person, but if you support it, you know, like it was brought to me and the elder of our camp. We were holding our camp one day downtown, and it was one of the weekends of Gay Pride or Gay Month, whatever it is. And we didn't realize, but they actually have a day dedicated to like people who just support the movement. They're not gay or lesbian or whatever you want to call LGBTQ people. They just happen to know or care or love somebody who's in that LGBTQ. So, all right, Salakia. So, the Most High got a judgment coming for you LGBTQ people, and also you people that are supporting it, So anyway, I won't be surprised if this video don't get flagged, man. And that's really the spirit, because I didn't plan on coming on this lesson and bashing the happy people. But, that's the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. We're using his words. You're not using my opinion. We're using the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. This is something that is considered wicked. It is wicked. And the judgment, rightful judgment, is going to come on all that community. All right? So Deuteronomy 6 and... let's see. 6 and 7. That's why it says, blessed are you, they that are persecuted for my name's sake. Because let's say this video gets flagged, or let's say, I was to go into the school and complain about what's going on in there, and they do some, consequences with my daughter, or they put me in a hate group, or say that I'm part of a hate group or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? We're being persecuted for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai's namesake, and we're going to be severely blessed because of that. All right? So let's keep reading. Where am I at? Verse 12. Oh yeah. Beware, don't forget Yahweh, man. Most of our people have forgotten Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man. Verse 13. Thou shalt fear the Lord Yahweh thy power, and serve him, and shalt swear by his name. And when you go into that word swear, it goes into curse. So what I was doing, because I threw up curses on those teachers, and it was in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai's name, those curses. Alright? 14. Ye shall not go after other gods, and of the gods of the people which are round about you. And that's what these people are doing, man. Let me see something real quick. So this is going back to not only Egypt, but also in Greece. You know, you had, when that whole LGBT alphabet people, we'll call it, the alphabet people, that whole like movement goes back to the Hamites, and also because in Egypt there's a lot of homosexual, and then also Greek. You know, the Greeks were, you know, in history, when you start going into the history and the you know, homosexuality in the history of Greeks, you know, they even had an army which they were encouraged to have gay relationships, homosexual relationships, because their philosophy or their theory was that you would fight harder for a man if you were in a relationship with him. You see, and this is all shit that goes back to these Edomites, man, the Greeks, and also, like I say, the Hamites. It's lots of homosexual, going back to Ham, staring at and laughing at when he saw his father Noah's genitals, you know. And go into that story. Let me read you. This is what I said. I typed in homosexual gods in mythology, and this is what popped up. Here are some gods from mythology that are associated with homosexuality or bisexuality. The Apollo pops up. The Greek god of the sun is said to have had the first same-sex relationship in Greek history with Thamyris, a Thracian singer. He also had a relationship with the prince Hyankinthos of Macedonia, and married the Greek god of marriage Hymen in the same-sex union. See? So, and you go into the Greek mythology, and their gods were homosexuals. All right? The second one reads, Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love goddess, is sometimes considered a patron of homosexual love between men and her retinue. The Erotes are the considered patrons. In Sappho's poetry, Aphrodite is identified as a patron of lesbians. You see, so Aphrodite was she was a lesbian also, while she was bisexual. Heracles is a part of a trinity of gods that played roles in homoerotic relationships, along with Hermes and Eros. Eros, another word for the god Eros, is Cupid, right? So Cupid was a little homo. Heracles took Hylas, the son of King Theodamas, under his wing after killing the king in battle, and Hylas became Heracles' gay lover. You see? And then you got this is Chin. This is a Mayan god. So this was Israelites who were going off, and they were going against this law right here, verse 14, not to go after other gods. But it's the Chin god, Chin. The Mayan god Chin is said to have introduced homoeroticism into Mayan culture in the 16th century and became associated with same-sex love. His example inspired noble families to purchase young men as lovers for their sons, creating legal relationships similar to marriage. You see that? And then when you go into, because one of the things that popped up, I'm not going to go into this one and read it, but Hinduism, you start reading about Hinduism, and these Hindus, these motherfuckers got all kind of gay gods too. Let's see. Now, you just look it up, all this stuff I'm reading. You know, look up the gay gods of the world, and you'll pull up all kind of shit, because these heathen have always promoted this. The only ones who don't promote this, the homosexuality, is the God of the Bible, the Hebrew God of the Bible, and his son Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. Let's see. But anyway, you know, do your own research on that topic, and you'll you'll see that there was a lot of homosexuality going on with these gay gods in mythology. Believe in Zeus. Let me read this, and then I'll continue with the scripture. But it says, Zeus is Zeus gay. It says, Zeus was god of thunder and lightning and ruled over all the Greek gods. He was infamous for having sexual relations with various women, producing many offspring. However, he also maintained a sexual relationship with a young mortal boy named Ganymede. You see that? So come on, man. The heathen gods were homosexuals. Why do you think these heathen are, you know, why do you think Babylon is the way it is? Because they're not, because for one, the law wasn't for them. These laws don't apply to them. These are for the Israelites. But let me read it again. Ye shall not go after other gods of the people which are round about you. And when you look at the map, the ancient map, watch, I'm gonna look it up, and you know, I wish I could pull it up on the screen for you, but I can't, because then it takes away the audio, right? So when you look at a map, if you like, I typed in Edom, the word EDOM, just to pull up a map, and it tells you, you know, what we just read, it says, don't go after the gods which are round about you. When you look at the maps, who's that talking about? Who was round about Israel and Judah? You had the kingdom of Ammon, which were the so-called Japanese. You had the kingdom of Moab, which were the so-called Chinese. You had the kingdom of Edom, which are the so-called white people, Edomites, right? And then you had the Arabu tribes, which were, you know, the Arabs, right? Elam, the East Indians, right? So you had all these heathen nations around about us, and you know, it was all their, you know, their false idols, false gods, all encouraging, and even their gods themselves were like, you know, happy people, LGBTQ community, and that's why that shows you who this country, Babylon, America, who they follow, what gods they follow. They don't follow the God of the Bible. They follow the gods of the heathen. Right? And you Israelites, you're in the crossfire, and if you're not of the elect, you're gonna get, you know, you're gonna be right along with them, you know, taking on, being Hellenized, like, you know, except that term Hellenized is specific for Greek, you know, keeping a Greek tradition, keeping a Greek heritage when you're actually an Israelite. And you keep the customs of the heathen, right? You learn the custom of the heathen. So really, you know, you could be Hellenized here in Babylon. You're keeping the customs of the heathen when you're involved in the alphabet community. All right, and I'll leave it at that. Pretty sure this one is gonna get flagged, man. Anyway, verse 16: Ye shall not tempt Yahweh your power as ye tempted him in Massah. Ye shall diligently keep the commandments of Yahweh the Most High, your power, and his testimonies which his statutes which he hath commanded thee. And thou shalt do that which is right and good in the sight of Yahweh, that it may be well with thee, that thou mayest go in and possess the good land which the Lord Yahweh sware unto thy fathers, to cast out all thine enemies from before thee, as Yahweh hath spoken. Right, so this is all future prophecy that's going to happen, because he's going to put down these heathen. He's going to put down their gods. He's going to put down the 2/3 of his own people, man, in this time around. You know, that's why you're supposed to fear Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai and keep the laws to the best of our ability, right? So, you know, that was the lesson. The Spirit took me to that alphabet community. Hope the video doesn't get flagged, but if it does, so be it. You know, we do this to keep the vibration of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai being put on the airwaves, right? We're not doing this for the heathen. We're not doing this for the alphabet people. We're not doing this for the wicked, right? We do these lessons for the elect, and it comes to you by the Spirit and power of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. So I want to give all praise, all glory, all honor unto Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. And double honors goes out to the other apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth.